This is your first time in Finland ever?
Yes. Yeah.
So have you heard about Finland? Have you any knowledge about the country beforehand?
The main thing I think we generally talk about is it's dark here a lot, and dark for a very long time in the winter. That's what we mostly say about.
And kind of kind of about the Finnish kind of black metal scene. You know, there's a kind of underground metal kind of vibe here, Finnish kind of.
But I know there's a film festival here as well that's supposed to be really good. Called, I've forgotten what it's called now. It begins with P, I think. And it's I've always known it as a place of great beauty as well. Apparently.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've been here, and I think that's true.
Yeah.
It is true, which leads us to one of the other questions. I mean, what do you think about this festival? I guess you have been playing much bigger festivals than that.
Yeah, it's hard to know because we've only just arrived, really. It looks really good.
Yeah.
It's in a beautiful, beautiful place. And we've been here 10 minutes kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
as soon as we're done with this interview, I'm going to go and have a look. Feels like a place you can get a lot of kind of brain time.
Yeah.
You know.
Which it's this music's a bit annoying, isn't it? Having music. If there was no festival here, it'd be cool. Can't bloody think, you know.
No, I can't think for all this rock music.
Well, music. People say that you more or less have invented the style trip hop, but I have read that you actually never really agreed with this thing. So how would you describe your music yourself? For not being put into that box, this is trip hop.
Boxes are for other people to categorise people, aren't they? So it's kind of a bit pointless talking about trip hop or any of those things, really. I guess we were tagged with that early on, but we've never really.
No, I mean when
you've
been playing music for 20 years or long as this band, and then longer with other things, you kind of, you realise music actually. There are, obviously there are tribes of people that are into different stuff, and it's good, to have people really kind of venturing out and being, working as a community in a certain style of music. But we've never felt actually part of anything other than just what we do, and it's like I don't see any different to if you're a country and western band, like a country band to us, or a black metal band to us. I just think music kind of goes past those kind of genre definitions of journalism and stuff.
Also, I think that early on there were bands associated with the so-called trip hop word box category that were crap, and you don't really want to be part of any of that sort of thing, really.
Yeah.
Because it was a kind of umbrella for quite a lot of weak music, and that hasn't got any interest to us at all. So to be associated in that world is, I understand categories. You've got to, you want to look for some country and western. Well, it's a massive record shop. Where's the country and western section there?
Yeah.
And within that is new country and all the things that. But it's useful, like having a library, and this is where the philosophical section is, and this is where But
the travel.
Exactly, travel. But it's not really. It's dull.
Yeah, it's not relevant to what.
I think we've associated ourselves kind of, in our brains with all sorts of other things, and it doesn't really. I don't know where we are.
But also, when people talk about trip hop music, that would most probably be, and always has been, the last music we would ever listen to or enjoy. We can't. I mean, we just couldn't stand the fucking music that people were making under that banner. It was vile.
That's the problem, I think. Yeah, that is the problem.
Yeah.
And that's enough about trip hop.
We wasted far too much time.
Enough about categorizing. But I'm very thankful for that answer, because I don't like these boxes myself.
No, of course not. I mean, I think it's difficult, isn't it? It's like all creative endeavour of whether you're a writer or a filmmaker or a music maker or a poet or whatever you are. You don't want to be categorised in.
Yeah.
Unless you're a kids band, and then it's wicked to be categorised in heavy metal, because that's what we are. We're a heavy metal band, But we got past that a while back, I think.
So you will have your gig this evening. Do you have any kind of rituals that you follow before you really start going to the stage?
Get really drunk.
Get just drunk enough that you can still play. Just get on the edge of it.
And then get drunk some more.
We don't do anything actually like that. I know
No.
bands do that thing, don't they, of all getting together and hyperventilating, and someone in the band says, I think, it'll be our tour manager or somebody will come in and say 5 minutes, and it's like, should I have another drink?
Yeah.
There's no ritual really.
Well, I have heard that some bands obviously have some kind of mascot always with them. That's why I came to this question. Like,
Right.
is there actually a ritual? Do people do some special stuff?
Well,
So-
I tell you what you do, and I guess we all do it, but we don't talk about it, is kind of mentally prepare for playing whatever we're doing, and you kind of get yourself into the zone of doing it, because
Yeah.
you're hanging about a hell of a lot on tour, and that's why I think people do all that stuff, to kind of go from the dressing room where you're all sitting around doing nothing on your laptops, and to going in front of thousands of people and straight away,
Yeah. Well, what do you think what I did when I knew, well, you get the interview? The same. I mean,
Did you?
you have to mentally prepare for, okay,
Yeah.
I will really meet them. I didn't count on the fact, so now it's happening.
Yeah.
Don't come over like a fool.
No, you can't. You can't
No,
walk
but-
on the stage not having thought, I'm
Yeah.
going to play to lots of people in a minute.
Also, it's always been set up that we're not going through the motions. Our live setup is still incredibly dangling on an edge that something can go wrong. There's no pre-recorded material. There's no.
We don't have any playback.
There's
stuff
no
yet.
playback. There's no. So it really is like. We've got lots and lots of old equipment, and it goes wrong, and you just hope it doesn't.
So the other night we played, and we had some stuff go wrong, but we played a really, really cool gig the other day in Iceland that felt really nice, and it was scrappy. There were bits that went wrong, things that went on too long before it wasn't absolutely perfect in written terms, but actually it was incredibly vibey,
Yeah, it felt really good.
Yeah, it's really good, and that's the kind of I guess that's like a lot of bands really, like bands that play totally live and don't have playback. Where are we going with this?
I don't know.
Well, we are almost done. You have talked about your gig in Iceland. You tour a lot this year, don't you? Where do you continue from here?
Leon.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Madrid, Porto,
Berlin.
Istanbul. Berlin. Yeah, Berlin. That's right. Istanbul.
The Netherlands. Ireland. Back to
Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not much. It's 10 days, 12 days or something. It's not really much. We used to tour like a year and a half. A year and a couple of months.
We always wish we'd do more at the end of it. It kind of comes to the end gig and we go, let's keep on going, and then it kind of we'd stop. And that's
Yeah, the post-production depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You need to go on the stage and do something, don't you?
Get horribly drunk.
Yeah. Well, we are busy though. We're all busy
Yeah.
doing stuff when we get back. So we just go straight from this into other things.
You have announced a new album, or starting on a new album,
Well,
like a couple of years
I was
ago.
at a conference in Oslo, and somebody asked me a question about something else, about composition, and I said that Geoff and I were writing a few things together, and suddenly it went on Twitter and then NME.com, which is great that people are interested that much that they will take a tiny grain of what somebody says and make it into this massive thing. We will be, writing stuff. We are working together on stuff. God knows when we'll do it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that you can say that you're going to do it for ages, and then something clicks in your brain, and then your mindset goes from, we've all been doing lots of other different projects and albums and so on, and so what happens is that your brain just clicks and goes, right, it's Portishead time, and so when you think of music, you don't think of, you don't really think about it for anything else other than Portishead. And it's kind of like I was trying to describe it the other day. It's like a computer game, like Tomb Raider or something like that, where you go around and you've got to pick up packs of energy, and like on your in your rucksack, and you've just got to build yourself up. When you finished like to fight the monster at the end of the last stage of the computer game, which is
you need all the
you need the magic shield and the bow and arrow and all that kind of stuff, and that's very much like a Portishead record. And I think when we do finish a Portishead record, then we tour, we're kind of spent. So it takes a long time just to fill our rucksacks.
Yeah, it's about kind of, because Portishead is a kind of lot of output. Other projects are a lot easier for some reason.
They are.
That's why we kind of do them, because they're more satisfying in a quick kind of way, and you can get things out that you can't do with Portishead. So,
but then
like
you
Geoff
learn
said,
stuff on the way.
Well, you do, and that's where you're filling your rucksack up.
Yeah.
And you need to do that. You need to feed yourself with ideas and new stuff, and that's relevant to where you're going. Yeah.
Definitely.